Alright, my peeps, so this is the Active Girl Ballast bypass installation, or bypassing the ballast. So like I send the lights. Remember, all I paid for was the shipping and handling. $35. Save myself over 200 bucks. Alright, peeps. There you go. Alright. So I have my steps here. This 19 steps that I came up with. And so the first step is make sure that you have everything that you need. So I have hopefully this everything that I need for the whole installation. Okay, so I have napkins, old pair of white sock that lost his other pair, so that's to clean it up from the inside. My meter to take the continuity test for the non-shunted or shunted lamp holders, the Tombstones. My butt connectors, or my butt splice to join my splices or my conductors after I make the splices or the cuts, and then my wire nuts to for my two three-way splice, and then for the loose ends, the conductors with the loose ends. And then I bought an extra crimper stripper combination. I have two different combination crimpers, strippers, and all that. One from Klein and one from Ideal. And then my Klein strippers, 3/8 nut driver, 1/4 inch nut driver to hold the tip or my square tip, and then I have an extra tip. So that's my tools, and that's the materials I'm gonna need hopefully for the whole install. And then obviously the T5 25 watt, the 25 watt T5 H04 feet LED horticultural lamp replacements from Active Girl. Alright, so let's do this, my peeps. So step number 2, make sure that you're de-energized, meaning there's no power. Okay, so you're completely de-energized. That's step number 2. Step number 3, you're going to remove your T5 bulbs. Excuse me. Step number 4, remove the fixture reflector. See, this thing's dirty. Super dirty. That's what I mean. That rag. Alright, so that's step number 4, which was remove the fixtures reflector. Okay, now step 5, remove the ballast or ballast if it has more than one. Okay, and if you're gonna recycle, reuse, repurpose the ballast in the future, leave 6 inches of wire of conductors minimum, and if not, cut everything off, because you need every inch of conductor. So we're gonna cut everything off. We're not gonna leave 1 inch of conductor attached to the ballast. So we're gonna remove it. So we already cut them off. Now we're gonna remove the ballast with the 3/8 nut driver, right? Alright, here you go. Old, dirty, dusty ballast. See, we cut the conductor as close as possible. If you have some diagonal cutters, you could get it flush right there. See what I mean? That's why you need that napkin. Things are dirty. So there you go. Because we need every inch of conductor. So I'm gonna recycle this at the recycling center. All right. This is considered copper, aluminum, and brass because of the the electronic components and everything inside, all the guts. All right, my peeps. So this is money right here. I'm gonna catch this in. All right. So that was step number 5, right? So now step number 6. Make sure that your ground wire stays connected. Make sure you're grounded. Your ground wire still remains connected against the fixture on one of the terminals. Okay, now step number 7. Remove the plate beneath the lamp holders. Okay, this is the next step, which is step 8. But you know something? I realized that I'm gonna have to flip it over to remove those screws, and there's a lot of trash. So actually, I should have made this step 8. Okay. So clean the inside of the fixture. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. All right, my piece. It may be a little bit of overkill, but I'm just trying to be effective with time. And plus, there's like cucaracha eggs and dust bunnies, and I don't want to touch that, dude. And I just want to be quick, so I'm gonna use my vacuum. All right. All right, my piece. So that's why I have this dirty old sock to clean. And we're gonna use just a little bit, just one spray, right? Just to give it a little bit so the stinking dust can attach. There you go. That's just a little bit too much. That's it. Just 2 squirts. Spread it pretty good, and then we're gonna wipe it down. So look at the before and after, right? Because I still got to do the reflector. Reflector is really bad. All right, my P, check it out. There you go. Look at that. So now you guys know why I said you need something to clean it. And yeah, clean the inside, man. Alright, so the other side, this side is going to be for the reflector. So now I'm just going to use some napkin to give it a final little quick touch, and that's it. So there you go. So get a clean one and wipe it down. Alright, so that pretty much, that's step 8, which should have been step 7, right? Clean the inside of the fixture, right? So we're still in the removal of the plate beneath the lamp holders. So I'm going to flip it over and remove those screws and remove the tombstones, the lamp holders. Alright. So we're clean. Look. We're clean, real good. I don't know if you guys can see it. Stink, brand new. Nice and clean. Alright, that's step 7. Remove the plate beneath the lamp holders. I want to show you guys. Clean one. I'm going to clean the bottom of the lamp holders, alright? That's still step 8. We're still between step 7 and 8. Yeah, take your time. Don't want to hurt yourself. Don't want to damage anything. Just take your time. You see? It's dirty. Alright, better than how it was, alright? Alright, so that's step 7 and 8. Okay, so now we're in step 9. Okay, so which is to make sure you are using non-shunted tombstones. Meaning when you check with your meter and your continuity setting, there's no beep, there's no sound, there's no continuity. Okay, alright, so now we're going to use our meter for that. Okay, and then step 10 is make sure before you do, so you can go ahead and do the testing. Step 10 is make sure your tombstones, your probe inner slots are horizontally, okay? Yeah. So this is what I mean. This is what I mean by that. Okay. So these are your tombstones, okay, my peeps? So they look like tombstones, like a burial, you know, the cemetery. So what I mean by that step, which is step 10, to make sure your tombstone probe insert slots are horizontally, are these, because this is the slots, and this is where the probes of your light fixtures, the neutral and the hot, are gonna insert, okay? And remember, you can twist these. All right, look. So to take your readings, make sure they're like this, right? Horizontally, not vertically, not up and down, but left to right, side to side. All right, so that's critical, because if you take your readings this way, obviously it's gonna, because it's this way, it's already like a serious connection, so that's why automatically it's gonna ring it out. But this way, when you flip it, you cut that connection, you know, so it makes it into an open circuit. Yeah. And since when you turn it, and if it wasn't non-shunted, you'll still get continuity, you know, meaning it wouldn't be open circuit, it'll be closed circuit, regardless if you turn it. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense, all right, my peeps. But yeah, so just make sure that they're horizontally, alright? Yeah, so you can take your readings. Alright, so now we're in between step 9 and 10, alright? So we're gonna take the readings. But yeah, we're gonna get a meter. Alright, and we're gonna put it on the continuity setting, which is here. And one thing, develop a habit. Do it slow, man. Take your time. Don't twist it. Don't go fast. That's how you messed up your meters, man. These things are delicate, you know, and that's how they get off calibration. All right, so there you go. And to test that, all you do is get your. Remember, your black is always negative, and your red is always positive. So this is your positive probe, which is your anode, and then this is your negative probe, which is your conduct. Alright, anode and conduct. Alright, so we're gonna take the test now, and I'm gonna do both vertically and horizontally, so you guys could hear it and see it for yourselves. So we're gonna do the one to kind of sit up so you guys can see it. Hopefully you guys are able to see it. But this is the one that are like this, okay? The way you're not supposed to. And obviously you're gonna get readings. See? Now we're gonna do the way that you're supposed to do it. Horizontally. Left to right, and you're not gonna get nothing, you see? Even if you flip them, because now it's an open circuit. It's not a closed circuit anymore. Okay, we're gonna do the other one. Remember, the two middle ones are the ones that I turned, and the ones in the edges, I left them the way they come normally, which is normally closed. So there you go. You see what I mean? Because these things, you gotta make sure these things are not making contact too, man. And then you might get tricked. See what I mean? So the point is, take your readings, make sure you're not getting any continuity. My tips are touching. You gotta be careful because as soon as these things, that's how sensitive these things are. The tips touch. Look, right there. Yeah. So make sure you're very precise with this, like a surgeon, man. Like you're doing heart surgery or something, or brain surgery. You see no readings, and now we're gonna do the way you're not supposed to, and so there you go. So I know officially that I have non-shunted tombstones, so I can definitely proceed with the bypass ballast installation, or the ballast bypass installation, whichever way you want to call it. Okay, my peeps. So those are those steps, and we're good to go. So now, like I said, don't do it fast. Take your time, one at a time, so you won't mess up your meters, man. Especially like your Fluke 117. Those are like 200 boners, dude. All right, your meter is off. Came through. So that's steps 9 and 10. Now step 11. Now it's the rewiring, which is rewire the fixture to the single-ended power, which means we had two-ended powers, which here and here. But now we're just going to use the power that's coming from the actual outlet, okay? The actual plug for the receptacle, the wall outlet receptacle. Okay, so that's where we're gonna rewire everything, which is this side. This we're not gonna bother. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna rewire this. These tombstones. Those tombstones, all of these loose ends, they're gonna get wire cut. Wire cap. Meaning just put a wire nut. Alright, so that's step 11, alright? Rewire the fixture to the single-ended power. And that's what we're gonna do. That's step 11, and that's the long process, and that's rewiring everything. Alright, so let's get to that. I'm gonna set myself up, and then I'm gonna continue recording. Let me pause it because it's already 33 minutes. Let me set this up because I'm gonna sit down on that side ending status, and then I'm gonna record. I'm not gonna be on this side, okay? Alright, so it could give you guys a better clarity and a better angle. Alright. Peace, homies. I mean, gromies. Alright, my peeps, we're back. So I just went ahead and I did some inspecting of the wiring to just see what I'm working with, you know, and I realized that there are some differences. Like the wire nuts are different. I mean, not the wire nuts, the wiggles. I've never seen these type of wiggles before. So what I'm gonna do, so I can have more easeability or more accessibility to the whole tombstone and the plate and everything, I'm gonna remove this grounding conductor that is attached to the frame, alright? Yeah. So I can go ahead and move this around and work with it with ease. Alright, so remove this grounding conductor, loosen up the wire, the nut, lefty loopy, to your left, counterclockwise. And you just loosen it up with your fingers, and you see, there you go. And then just put back the nut back with the bolt, so you won't lose it. And now, look, we have access to this. Now we can move it around, and I can show you guys. Look at these Wagos. I've never seen these before. And I'm not sure. I gotta mess around with them. But I think these are quick release because look, they have these little latches here. You can kind of like lift them. And I don't know, now it allows it to But I'm not gonna do none of that. I don't need to do that. So I'm just gonna. I don't want to break it. I don't know. I never seen these. So I don't know exactly how to work them. And I don't want to break them or do anything dumb. So we're just gonna keep them there. Oops, sorry about the camera. But yeah, so these are some different Wagos. I like it because it's 5-way, and that's what I need, and that's perfect. Except this one, the neutral. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I might use my own Wago because I have a 4-way. Or even keep this one and attach the 4-way. So you see, so I'm gonna have to do some reconfiguring because this is not the same. Because remember they were using for the other light fixture it's a 2-way splice, and now it's a 3-way splice but with a Wago. They're not using a wire nut, and the wire nut that they were using on the other light fixture, remember, it was a crimp one. It wasn't a twist on. So that's why I had to cut it off. I couldn't unscrew it. So there you go. So those are subtle differences, and look, I gotta clean this up. This is pretty dirty. Let me do this right now, because yeah, I'm getting pretty dirty. Let's just clean this up real quick. See, it's already, so I'm gonna handle it, so might as well get rid of all this dust as much as possible. Sorry about the angle, my piece. Alright, so before you do anything, get your conductors out of the way. Clear them. Remember, whenever you're working, you're doing anything, get the conductors out of the way, especially the ones that you're not working with. If none, then they all get out of the way. Just clean this up pretty good. You see this jumper? I'm going to remove it. I might cut it. Depends. See, because you have to be easy, fast, minimal work, not to struggle. Alright, so there you go. See if we're good. Alright. Alright, my peeps. It's pretty clean, pretty shiny. Alright. So I'm gonna go over there, sit down, and I'm gonna do these splices and all that stuff. Alright, my peeps. So let's start with the neutral first. So I always start with the neutral first. Alright. See what we're working with here. Remember, we need four of them. Okay, another thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna disconnect them from here. And always remember how before you disconnect anything, how it was configured. You know, but for the most part, for example, the ground obviously is always this one, the one that looks like a tunnel. And then for as far as the 2 slots, the long one, it's always your hot. The small short one is your neutral. And that's how you connect it. Alright, so I'm going to disconnect these. So now I have, you know, I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm just going to cap them off. We don't need to worry about this. All we're focusing is on the power side. Alright, peeps. And right now we're just focusing on the neutral. And like I said, get your conductors out of the way, kind of separate them, isolate them. But you could work with ease. Alright, so like we have 2 yellows, 2 browns, 2 orange. Alright, so the brown is here, my hots are here. So everything's separated, right? Now we're gonna look at our neutral. peeps, I'm gonna take a little break because my legs are kind of cramping up, and it's gonna be an hour, so I'm gonna stop this, all right, and I'm gonna continue. All right, my peeps. So right now we left off in make sure to wire your line, your hot and your neutral, following your original schematics or custom job. As you can tell, I did a custom job, and that's step 13. All right, my peeps. So we left off on step 13. All right, I'll be back. All right, my peeps, I'm back. Took one little break. All right. So the reason why it took a while rewiring all of those conductors, I was literally trying to reuse these, but ends up being when I was inserting the conductors, they weren't really clamping on. Yeah, they were just loose connections. So I apologize. So pretty much I did a 6-way pigtail or splice just with a wire nut. So let's recap. So I'm gonna recap what I did and what you must do. If you have a jumper cape, okay, so remember, originally it had 2 yellows, 2 browns on these 2 tombstones. These 2 tombstones only had 1 orange conductor, and then it had a jumper, remember? And I removed that jumper. Let me show you the jumper. Sorry about that, my peeps. So this is the jumper, okay? And this is a jumper that was linking these tombstones. Alright? Sorry about that. Okay? So it was linking them like this. So keep that in mind originally. So I removed it, and then since the orange conductors had extra length, you guys saw me, I cut it off and then I inserted. Alright? So that's what I did right here with the tombstones. Removed the jumper and I added 2 conductors, okay? And I recycled the conductors that I snipped off from the 2 original orange ones, because remember it was an extra length. So I pretty much have all of these the same length, okay? All the tips are here, and I already stripped all of them. Okay. And as far as my neutral, I went ahead and I did a 6-way splice because there's 6 conductors, alright? The neutral coming in from the main power, and then the long one, which is the second one, this one, that's the one that goes to the other tombstone, this tombstone, if you want to link the light fixtures, okay? And then I have 4 that are gonna go to each individual tombstone, okay? So that covers that. And then the ground, the one that's mainly coming in from the cable, from the power cable, okay? And it has the original Wego that it came in. I did not touch this. The ground that goes, that has to be grounded or and bonded to the frame, the light fixture, to that nut right there, right here. Okay? Remember, I detached this so I could be able to move this around, or else it'll be stationary over there. Okay? So I made it mobile by removing it. Okay? And then the long conductor, the green one, is the one that goes to that end of the tombstone. Okay, to the link, if you want to link another light fixture, you know, do the daisy chain connection. Okay, so that's your ground. And now your hot, your line, or your live. Alright, but it's your hot, so it's the main one coming in from the main power. Alright. And then I did yet again a 6-way splice because there's 6 conductors. So first the main one, and then the one that goes again to the other end of the tombstone for the chain link or the daisy link light fixtures if you want to connect another one. And then for that will pertain to each tombstone, okay? Because each tombstone is going to receive its own individual neutral and its own individual hot line or live, okay? And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to link them up. But before I do that, let me look at my steps. If not, we're going to include that, okay? But I hope you guys understand how I rewire this, okay? So recap, I removed the jumper from here that linked these two tombstones. I added the orange conductors to each tombstone. Then on the neutral side, I removed that Wago and I did a 6-way splice. And then on the hot, I removed the Wago and I did a 6-way splice. And as far as the ground, it remained the same as manufacturer's design or whatever's. Alright, my peeps? So there you go. That's this. So that's step number 13. I actually skipped the step, which was step 12, which was to make sure. Oh no. Yes. Excuse me. Step 12 is to secure loose conductor ends with wire nuts, which is these from this tombstone, okay? From the one that has the end for the daisy chain link to add another additional light fixture. You know, here we go. It says right here daisy chain, okay? So all of these we're not going to use, so what I gotta do is strip them and then put a wire nut, cap them off. Alright, so we're gonna pretend that I did that step, but I'm gonna do it. Alright, my peeps? Actually, let's keep everything in order. I'm gonna strip that and put the wire nuts. Alright, let me do that real quick. Actually, my peeps, you don't even have to strip them to add the wire nuts. Just add the wire nuts. Keep it simple, keep it fast. Yeah, you don't have to strip them. That's just, it's unnecessary. So as you feel a little bit of resistance, you see? Cool. That ain't gonna come off. It ain't going nowhere. So we capped off all of our conductors, alright? And I did the pull test, so we're good. And what you want to do, just push them in there. You see this one was a little bit loose. Push them in there. Make sure they're nice and secure. Holding this to the tombstone with your thumbs. Press down. Just make sure they're nice and in. And that's it. Alright, so this is good, man. So I guess we grab them. I guess, and twist them, put them together. There you go. You see? Bam. And it's part of your wire management too. You don't got spaghettis everywhere. It looks neat, Alright. Okay, that was step 12. Secure loose conductor ends with wire nuts. And then step 13 was make sure to wire line hot and neutral following original wiring schematics or do a custom job. And that's pretty much what I just did. So now we're in step 14, which is secure wires and all connections or reconnections. And then even the wire ends. We already checked that, but we're gonna just do it again and then reattach the tombstone faceplate, and that's step 14, which I'm gonna do right now. So we're gonna make sure that all the connections are in good. All right. So meaning we're gonna make sure everything is good. All right. So we're just gonna check everything, pushing everything. Everything is good. Everything is good, man. Because once everything is in, you don't want nothing to come loose. And then you have to unscrew everything and do everything, and it's just a waste of time. So check every conductor. These, push them in. Make sure they're good. For the tombstone, your individual conductors in the tombstone. So all of these are good. All of these are good. All of these are good. So this is good. So now we can attach it. We already checked this one, so we can attach it. Alright, my piece, I'm going to reconnect these 3 conductors, my neutral, ground, and hot, into the Daisy Link outlet. Okay, so obviously, always the bottom one, this is your ground, and your ground is always your green, or green with or it's bare. So remember the bottom one. Let me see. How does this thing go? Alright, sorry for the camera. I think that's it. Alright, then so that was that one. And now we're gonna do the left one, the small one. I'm sorry about the camera. This one, the small, this one's you see the small slot? This one's a little bit longer, taller. This one's your neutral. Okay? Which is your white. And keep in mind, it's on our left. So it's on our left. Okay? Let's make sure we're good right here. Goes in all the way in. Okay, we're good. And then your hot, excuse me, your hot is always the long one. Okay, the tall one. Just push these bad boy in. Okay, we're good. The ground, it's in good. Remember, just push these back in again, just to make sure they're good. Okay, we're good. Now we're ready to attach this. If you want, you could twine these up with these, but I'm just gonna let them be. Alright, my peeps, I still haven't finished doing the wiring connections. Okay, you see, so we already did all that. So step 14, which is secure the wires, all connections or reconnections, all the wires, the loose ends, and we reattach the tombstone faceplate. Okay, so these are good. They're not gonna come loose. Yeah, pull them. Okay, they're good. So the next step is do a quick lamp test. Okay, before installing the reflector with a kilowatt meter to see if it's true 25 watts per lamp. Alright, but before I do that, this is very critical, man. Before we do any connections with, because I still have a bunch of loose ends, I haven't done any terminations, okay, in my conductors, so I haven't done those flex connections, okay. So because this is super crucial, my peeps, and I learned it from the first light fixture. Okay, we're gonna get one of the light ones, the ones that we got sent. Okay, we're gonna get it out, and we're gonna determine if we want the top or the bottom to be neutral or hot. I mean, whether we want the bottom terminal or conductors on each tombstone to be our neutral or to be our hot, but we don't know that because we gotta see how it is, how these light fixtures are, the LED ones, okay? So look, because of this, precisely because of this, the line and the neutral, because it only has it on one side, it doesn't have it on this end. There's no line and neutral because remember, we're only wiring one side of the light fixture. Okay. All right. So let's put this over here. Let's remove the bottom little caps thingy from both sides. Okay, so this is a super important thing. This is what I really want you guys to focus. Okay, so now look at the light fixture. So the N is in the bottom, and the line, which is your hot, the black conductor is on the top, and the white conductor, the neutral, is on the bottom. So look, so when you place it, so when you insert it into the tombstones, look, the LEDs are facing this way. They have to be facing up. So obviously you're gonna have to turn clockwise, and then this way the neutral is now on my right hand side or in the bottom, and then my hot, my live or line is on top. It's on my left hand side if you look at it from the light fixture. Okay, so now let me show you down there, okay, what I mean. So look, this is the way they go insert, and I'm going to turn them this way. So that's why I need my neutrals to be down or to my right this way, and then I need my hots to be up to my left. Alright, so look, when you insert, that's the way it's going to go in, but I have to turn it that way, right? So now my neutrals have to be on the bottom, okay? And if you're facing this way, it has to be on my right, and my hot, my live, like my line has to be on top, on my left. So that's how I'm going to wire the two conductors on each individual tombstone, okay? So that's how I'm going to determine what is what. So pretty much, the bottom conductors on my tombstones, it's going to be my neutrals, okay? And then now the top conductors on each individual tombstone, on all four, the top conductor is going to be my hot, alright? And that's how we're going to connect each individual one to my splice, to my 6-way neutral and hot splices. Alright, hopefully that made sense, my peeps. And so that's crucial, that's critical to know which way do you want, which conductor you want to be your neutral or hot. But remember, so the bottom is our neutral and the top is our hot. So that's how I'm going to connect this. Alright, so I hope that made sense, man. I want to clarify that because yesterday I had to fix that. It was a quick fix if you know what you're doing, which I could show you, which I will. But you don't want to do that. You just want to do it right, because then it messes up your color coordination really bad. Alright, my peeps, so now what I'm gonna do all my connections, okay, before we proceed with the steps 15, which is doing the quick lab test. We're gonna get a couple butt connectors, and we're gonna start going at it. And I need my crimpers. So hopefully everything comes out, alright? Sorry about that, my peeps. My battery died. Yeah, I am taking quite some time. Alright, but we're almost done. We're almost done. Alright, we're going to continue where I left off. I heard the battery die and I swapped it right away. Always have one charged. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reconnect the ground wire. Yeah, back to the frame. Alright, peeps, let me get my kilowatt meter and then we're going to attach the lamp and do a test before I clean, and then attach my reflector and then screw everything back on. And but yeah, so we're pretty much done with all the wiring. We test everything, we make sure that everything's secure. You know, if we're good. We're officially good. Okay, now I'm twisting the tombstones because we're gonna take our readings. They have to be vertically. Yep, so we want them to be that way, in that configuration. Alright, hold on my P. Alright, my P, I got my kilowatt meter. I'm gonna connect everything and we're gonna do the test run. Alright, P, got this plugged in. Transformer. Now we're gonna insert the light. Alright, my peeps, the moment of truth. It's at 115 volts. That doesn't matter. We're looking at the watts. Let's see, 0 amps. Okay. Alright, we're looking at the watts. Alright. The moment of truth. Should turn on. Alright, let me put it on off. Alright, it's plugged in. We're good. Alright, here we go, my peeps. Turn it on, the light should turn on, and we'll see the reading. Awesome. Alright. $25.4 watts. So it's true, man. 25 watts. And I did my wiring and everything worked. So there you go, my peeps. I'm a badass. And I have to rewire everything. I did everything from scratch. So there you go, 25 watts. My meter don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't lie. So there you go. This thing is truly 25 watts. Now let's check out the amps. It's 0.22 amps. They didn't drop the voltage that much because it was at 115 and it's at 113.9, so it's 114. So it just dropped it by 1 voltage, not a lot. And then the power factor is 0.97. So that's the efficiency or the efficacy. So it's a 60 hertz frequency. Alright, apparent power 25 point. Yeah, it's kind of fluctuating, but truly it's 25.1 watts. 25 watts solid. Yeah, my peeps. So there you go. So let's continue. Turn it off. Alright. I'm gonna plug it. So I'm gonna continue working on it, and then okay, we can move on forward. So let's remove it. Turn this way, the opposite way to remove it. Turn it down. Alright, P. So what I want to do is clean the reflector. And I kind of don't feel like recording, but I guess I am, so you guys can see the difference, the before and the after. So here you go. This is the back side. This is the front. This is the reflective part. Alright, it's clean obviously, but this is the dirty part. This was in the interior of the light fixture. So I'm gonna use my sock. I'm gonna use the other clean side of my sock and clean it up. Might as well, remember, I already used this side, so we'll see how far I could go with this. So here we go. We're gonna start with aisle by aisle. Alright, that's one stroke, and that's one. And I'm pretty sure you guys could see the difference. Yeah, pretty clearly. That's just on one swipe. Sorry, it's hitting my stand or the tripod. But there you go. But you guys can see the difference, so let's continue. Look, second strike. This thing is real bad. Alright. Turn it over. Let's see if we can get a little bit of the clean side right here. Alright, do the other final two strokes. Man, it got real bad. Look at this. Alright, let's use this side now right here. I'm gonna throw this away. It got real bad. Mr. Sacco. Man can't wait. We're like, no, you bastards. Alright, here you go. Alright, people, you guys get the jits. This thing's going to the trash. I'm gonna throw it inside out. This thing's really bad. Woo. I want to finish using it though. Alright, this goes to the trash. I'm done. Alright, we're good, my peeps. Compared to how I was. Look at this, man. Woo, damn. Oops. I thought I hit my pretty. She's somewhere right there. That's fine. Alright, so let's put this back. It's nice and clean. Alright. Alright, my peeps. So now that was step 15. That was 15 and 16. 17, I've installed the reflector. Man, now I'm going to apply the rest of the LEDs. Better put these bad boys on, man. Don't want to mess up my vision. That thing's blinding. Check it out. Clean, homies. You know something? I'm gonna be honest, my peeps. They didn't send me the stickers. There was these stickers that they were supposed to send me, which was the last step. You know. Well, the second last step, which is apply LED retrofit warning sticker. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to send them an email. Yeah. And yeah, so the rest is the last step is step 19. Plug in the fixture with a kilowatt meter and grow like a pro. Alright, so here we go, man. The moment of truth, my peeps. go. So this is on the off. We're gonna plug this bad boy in all the way. There's nothing, and we're gonna energize. What is it? All right, the voltage 113. All right, my bad, my piece. All right, so let's do this. Let's see. That's power factor 99. That's the efficient 99. That's badass. 98. Still awesome. All right, this amps 0.90 amps. Less than 1 amp. There you go. 101 watts. There you go, my piece. 101 watts. Sweet, right? And look, all my wiring. So I know my electrical stuff, man. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. Not a dumbass. But there you go. 101 watts, man. You guys are seeing it. My meter's not lying. I don't know how to hack it. I'm not a hacker. The hell with hackers. But yeah. Some of them are cool, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So there you go. 100 watts of LED power. So there you go, my peeps. Awesome. Freaking awesome. So yet again, once again, man, I am humbly grateful and thankful to Taylor and all the family and Active Girl. So Active Girl, family, and Taylor, thank you. Universal blessings to all of you guys and girls. Keep doing what y'all doing. Alright. So there you go, my peeps. Let there be light. Alright, so peace, love, and hell. Alright. Laters. 100 true watts. There you go, my peeps.